The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
But thank you all for joining us. Thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
Do you have a hankering for horror knowledge?
We have such sights to show you.
Do you require raging retro reviews? Do you desire discussions with devastatingly dashing dorks?
2 out of 3, baby.
The Dorkening Podcast Network has nearly 30 shows to satisfy all of your nerdy, geeky, and dorky needs. From horror reviews and celebrity interviews.
Hi, I'm Adam Green, the director of the Hatchet films and the star of Holliston.
Hi, this is Dominic Pace, who played the bounty hunter Gecko from The Mandalorian.
Hi, I'm Mike Price. I'm a writer on The Simpsons. I co-created F is for Family.
Hi, guys. This is Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo.
Hi, my name is Kurando Mitsutake, director of Gun Woman and Karate Kill.
Hi, this is Samantha Newark, the voice of Jem and Jerrica from the original Jem and the Holograms cartoon series.
As well as nostalgic trips into the past, pop culture, the latest in entertainment news, and so much more. Featuring a variety of shows and hosts that will simultaneously enrage, enlighten, and entertain you. Check out the Dorkening Podcast Network.
My mom says I'm cool.
Available on iTunes, Spotify, thedorkening.com, and wherever fine podcasts can be found.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for, and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Wednesday. You're watching Still Toking with, powered by the Dorkening Podcast Network. We have a kick-ass show for you today. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard. And as always, Benjamin, how's it going, bud?
What's happening?
What's up?
Dude, I am psyched for tonight's show.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to say that. You know, our guest has been from heaven to hell, along the strange highways to find his rainbow in the dark. I'm just going to leave it there because I'm not going to steal Jeff's thunder.
Jeffrey.
Wow, that was pretty good, Ben.
You like that?
I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm not going to keep this guy waiting any longer. You know, if you don't know who this dude is, well, fucking shame on you, man. Let's welcome Vinny Appice.
Hey, how you doing?
Vinny.
Hey,
How you doing,
holy shit. Can I say holy?
Oh, you can say
whatever you want.
It's 18
Okay.
plus.
Holy shit, that was the longest intro I've ever seen. I almost fell asleep. Anyway, but it's good. But boy, that's long. Wow.
Yeah, it gives us a chance to do like all the back end stuff, sharing on social media and stuff during, before go.
Yeah, the show actually goes live on 16 platforms worldwide. So
cool.
We need that extra time to get it out to all those, like Leo said, back end areas.
Are you Canadian?
No, I'm actually from Boston.
Oh, okay, because you said out. You're from Boston, so party in the car and all that stuff, you know.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. We're just wicked cool up here, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of wicked cool, we're also on the Dork Radio, streaming live on that as well. So
absolutely,
cool.
Live 365.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the middle of the Mojave. Is this Mojave Desert? And it's hot as hell now. It's getting hot.
Oh.
Right in the middle, and on our way to Vegas.
Oh, I was going to say, are you out there burying somebody in the middle of the desert?
That's Uncle Vito. Uncle Vito.
Excellent.
Oh,
so you're on your way to Vegas to do a rock fantasy camp.
Yeah, doing a rock fantasy camp starts tomorrow. It's with the Scorpions and Sebastian Bach and Zach Wilde. So yeah, it's going to be a good camp, and they're always a lot of fun, you know. So this is going to be a special one, you know. And we're all friends too. Everybody knows each other, you know.
Right.
So yeah,
well,
and it's Vegas, so
yeah, well, true.
Never
And
dull
for
moment.
somebody that's been in the industry as long as you have, I think you're pretty much friends with everybody.
Yeah, a lot of people. You know, it's funny because I was just talking about that when in the day back in the '80s, and we used to go over with Dio and mainly with Dio and do these big festivals, and everybody on the Monsters of Rock, all these festivals, the majority were from LA.
Right.
You know, all the bands were from California. Hey, what are you doing here? You know, there's Van Halen, there's Y&T, and sometimes Motley Crue, and everybody was from. It's like we were hanging out in LA again. Really crazy.
That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I actually had the pleasure of meeting you twice in the '90s on the Strange Highways tour.
Oh, okay.
In Providence.
Right. I lent you $20, right?
I think so. And then I gave it to Jeff Peelson, who gave it to Tracy G, and he's supposed to give it back to you.
No, they said it was 5 by the time I got it back.
Well, see, that's what happened, because Ronnie was there, and I think he took the 15.
He would have taken the whole thing. Okay.
Wow. Beautiful. Go ahead, Jeff. I see you.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, I was doing a little researching on you, and I mean, the people you've played with, you know, Rick Derringer, but I do want to bring up the fact that your brother was also a drummer, so it was kind of in the family. He had played with a band called Vanilla Fudge, right?
Right, back in the late 60s, 70s.
Now, how much influence did he have on you as far as becoming a drummer?
Well, there was a lot of influence. He's 11 years older than I am. So when he started, we lived in Brooklyn, you know, and he used to have his band rehearse in the house in one room. We called it the porch. It was, you know, kind of the front room. And I used to sit down on the floor and watch all the guys come over and plug in the amps and, you know, all the equipment and the wires. Then they'd start playing, and I was like, wow, how cool is this? You know, so that, you know, just got me going, you know, watching them rehearse and stuff. And then I started banging on his drums and started getting into it. And then Carmine went on to the Vanilla Fudge, which was back then very successful. Their first album was gold, and then my parents used to take my sister and I to the shows, because we were younger than Carmine, and I used to see Carmine play in front of all these people, going, "Oh man, this is amazing! I want to do this." So that's what got me going, you know. And then I went for drum lessons to the same guy on Carmine's recommendations. He told my parents, "Yeah, he's good. You should send him to lessons." This guy Dick Bennett in Brooklyn. So I did, and I did that for 3 years, and then started going around Brooklyn playing with a few bands. And one of the bands led to some work with John Lennon. You know, I don't know if you read that stuff too.
Yes, I did. Bomp. right?
Yeah, bomb.
Bomb. Bomb. What's it mean?
Yeah.
Tell us what that means.
Band of motherfuckers.
Right?
Very nice.
We didn't have a name at the time. We needed a name, and we were smoking a lot of pot on the roof of the record plant. And somebody came up with it, and we're all, yeah, one of those stone things. Yeah, sounds good.
Hey,
so
the stone things always work out for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. So.
No, that's excellent. Yeah, because you were actually the band in back of Lennon for his last performance live, right?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. It started out with hand claps. Jimmy Iovine was a good friend of ours who produced John and owned Interscope Records and Beats Audio. He was very, very successful. And he brought us into the record plant, and they liked us so much, they signed us to a management deal. They gave us a room to rehearse on the 10th floor. It was our room. We could do anything we want, rehearse anytime we want. It was fantastic, especially in Manhattan. And one night we're rehearsing, and Jimmy calls and asked us to come downstairs to do some hand claps. Go, okay. They didn't have computers then, so hand claps are hand claps. So we go down in the studio, we walk in, and we see John Lennon. I go, holy shit. Again, I said, holy, sorry. So we see him in the room. We go, oh, crap. And then we go into the room, and we put the headphones on, and now he's talking to us. And it's so freaky, when you've seen somebody that famous and one of the Beatles, and now he's talking to you in the headphones. So it was pretty amazing. So we did hand claps for the song, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, right? And we did it, the whole song, 9 of us, so full horn players. We were a really good band, really tight. And I was 16 at the time. And then after we're done, we met him. He was really nice. And then we left. And he must have asked where we come from, 9 people, like in 5 minutes. And they must have told him, oh, that's the band, the man Roy's managing, the owner of the record plant. So next day, 2 days later, he comes up, wants to rehearse, hang out. Ask for the pictures and all that. I'm really sorry about having asked for all that. But I used to have a table and pool and stuff. Cool. We did 3 videos with him, and he asked us to do the show. This is my performance. And this was and I was last magazine.
I think we're losing you, Vinny.
Okay.
We're losing the signal.
Yeah, I think we're losing you.
Where do we
It's all
drop
those
off?
electrical things.
Yeah. It's all those charging stations.
Hear me now?
You're a little bit robotic. Let's try it again.
Yep.
So while we wait for Vinny to pop back in,
how's that?
There we go.
There we go.
You bear with us tonight. Everybody watching Vinny's taking time out of his drive. He's actually in the middle of the desert in the car on his phone doing this for all of us. So
yeah. I'm going to move over to the other side because there's some serious. It's a Tesla charging station, and beyond that is another charging station for all the electric cars. So there's some serious transformers right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's about 50 transformers that could be screwing up the signal. So just bear with me while I, without hitting anything, drive over to the other side. There's all the Tesla.
Yeah, please don't hit anything.
Yeah, hold that phone right there.
I don't see any cars charging.
No, they're in there. They're in there.
Oh, are they in there? Yeah.
Yeah, they're in there.
They're really, really small.
There's a Walmart truck. Oh, it's got some shade over here too. Look at that shit. All right, so I'm away from those. Is this any better?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah, totally. We had a quick question come in. Darren Miller's asking, hey Vinny, You ever work with my buddy Mickey Free?
Yeah, I worked with Mickey Free a long time ago. I think he was doing an album, and I played on some of the album. And yeah, he was great. I thought Mickey was great. He was a great singer, and he had some good songs. Yeah, he looked good and all that stuff. Yeah. Tell him hi if you see him from me. Mickey.
So I know we have a couple of clips. I do want to play one. There's been a lot of controversy over the years on how to pronounce your last name properly. So
Right.
I did a little research, and I found a clip of you from the Hall of Heavy Metal History. It's only about 50 seconds long, but it completely explains how to say the last name properly, folks.
Well, did I say it correctly?
Well, you said
did.
you said it correctly for Vinny, but if it was Carmine, it would be Appice.
Yeah, he's Appice. I'm Appice.
See, so there's always been a controversy for many years. But I found this clip, and I just want to play it real quick. It shows Vinny summing up how to say the name, folks.
Yeah, I think it's just
Oh,
a
okay,
minute.
good. I know it is.
I just want to get one thing straight so you guys know what's going on. He fucking says Appice. I say Appice. My brother Frank sitting in the back says Appice. He says Appice. So you want to hear the real story? Yeah! Now, you want to hear the story? Yeah! I get asked this for 35 years. So anyway.
And that sums it up for you all.
Yeah, that happened. That happened as a fluke. You know, I was at the front of the stage after Carmine's solo, and I said, "Carmine," and then I thought, "Oh, he says a piece, I say Appice." In the story, he started playing, and right away, my sick mind went, "Oh, let me pretend that I can't hear anything." And it works. We did it every night. It works great. They think they're going to hear the story, so.
And that's why I had to play it.
Yeah. Right.
I saw that. Yeah. I laughed my ass off, and I said, "That's the best rendition of how you can explain it, folks."
Yeah, I don't know what that guitar noise was. That was some weird shit going on there. But yeah, we got it down now. You know, it's cool, funny. So he used to say Appice. There's a Vanilla Fudge live album after his drum solo. They introduced him as Carmine Appice. So there's living proof of that. And then he joined Rod Stewart, and Rod kept hearing all different pronunciations. So he finally said, "What do I call you?" You know, there's all these different pronunciations. And, you know, Apache, Appice, Appice, blah, blah, blah. So Carmine just said, "Just say Appice." So that's when he changed it to Appice. But my father said Appice, so I stayed with Appice. So ever since then, which is 1976, it's been, you know, it comes up all the time. So it's good. It keeps people talking.
It does, you know. And
maybe I'll change it to something else, Apache. Keep it going.
Then that's a whole other interview.
I kind of like Peachy.
A peachy.
What?
A peachy. I like a peachy.
That's my other brother. He says a peach.
My other brother.
That's like the Italian way to do it. Yeah, he's our older brother. He says Frank a peach. So it's crazy. We're all mixed up.
So after this weekend in Vegas, you're going to be touring up here to the Northeast to Leo. You have something there?
I have it. It's called the Music Collectibles Extravaganza. Comes to Boxborough Regency Hotel and Conference Center in the lovely Boxborough, Massachusetts. See, I printed it out so I knew what the hell this is, where it's happening. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we're telling you all that for all our viewers and listeners that are going to be listening later on this week. Vinny is going to be in the New England area, man. So make sure you get tickets, head out to that show, see him, get an autograph. I mean, you're not going to be able to meet a legend like this all the time, folks.
That's right. Come on down, come meet me and all that stuff, you know. I can explain the name thing to you in person. You know, it doesn't get much better than that, you know. So
true that.
These things are a lot of fun. There's a lot of I don't know who's on this with me, but I usually do horror ones and I usually do movies, you know. And so you get to meet all these people from all the old movies and TV shows. It's a lot of fun. So this one, I'm not quite sure what this one's. Who's on this one? But look it up. There's a website.
Jeff and I actually have the pleasure of doing the same thing. We wrote a comic book series that's horror/cannabis based. So we get to do a lot of the horror cons as well. And, you know, hopefully we'll get to run into you at a horror con. You know, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the horror ones. Last time I was hanging out with Freddy Krueger and then Elvira and who else was there? Just crazy. It's a lot of fun. So.
They are.
Oh yeah, the cosplayers go nuts.
Oh
yeah. We met Bonnie the Nun, the Bonnie who played that in the movie The Nun, and what's the other movies called? Those other movies.
Princess Bride.
Well, no, the horror ones. Conjuring, The Conjuring. So I met her. So she had that picture of her as the nun, a really scary picture. I said, "Can you sign that to Vinny?" She goes, "Yeah." So she signs it to Vinny. See you in hell. And I went, "Holy shit! I'm damned now." So I signed the picture to her, but I'm like, "What am I going to sign?" She's the nun, the scary, badass nun. So I wrote to Bonnie, "See you in church."
Great.
See, it just came to me, that crazy stuff, and it worked so good. Yeah, what a comeback.
So that's going to be at the
I was proud of that one.
What was that, Leo?
No, I'm just saying, so that's going to be at the Boxborough Regency Hotel.
Yep.
And so it looks like that on April 8th, on Friday, they're going to have a karaoke with the stars. Are you going to participate in that?
Nah, I don't sing. I could sing, but I don't do that.
Maybe he'll explain his name.
Yeah.
Or maybe
nobody who played in Black Sabbath does karaoke, but let's put it that way. That ain't gonna happen. But anything could happen. I don't know. It's all news to me.
What the hell? I was gonna say something. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Sabbath, you came in about halfway through the Heaven and Hell tour, right? To replace Will.
Right. Yeah. And what's funny, about a month before Sabbath called, I got a call from Sharon Osbourne, and she said, "Listen, we heard about you and Ozzy's. We're putting a new band together with Ozzy. We'd like you to come to England, meet Ozzy, and hang out, and see how it goes. You know, maybe and be in the band." So I kind of didn't. I said, let me think about it. It was all the way in England, and I was pretty young. I was like 20 years old, 19, 20. So I asked my brother. I said, "What? I got this thing, maybe playing with Ozzy. What do you think? Is he crazy?" He goes, "Oh yeah, he's nuts. He's crazy." So I thought, I'll go to England with a crazy man. So I didn't do it. And then a month later, I get a call from Black Sabbath, and they're in L.A., and I'm in L.A. We lost Bill Ward, the drummer. We heard about you too, and you want to come down and meet Tony Iommi? I said, yeah. So I drove into Hollywood and met Tony, and we got along great. He's like a practical joker as well, and got along really good. He invited me down to rehearsal next day, and that's the day I met Ronnie Geezer and Jeff Nichols, the keyboard player. And then they said, "Oh, we played a couple songs." First song we played was Neon Nights. I didn't know it, but I knew it was that tempo, and there weren't many stops in it and stuff. And then they said, "Yeah, you're in the band, until Bill comes back." That was the premise, was until Bill comes back. So we only had 3 or 4 days to rehearse, then the first show was like 35,000 people in Hawaii. So I was like, oh shit, man, I gotta learn these songs, you know. And then that was halfway through the Heaven and Hell tour. And then a couple months later, we did the song Mob Rules. We were in England, and Warner Brothers wanted us to write a song for the movie Heavy Metal. So we're in England, and we had a couple of days off. So we went to John Lennon's house. Ironically, he already passed. It was owned by Ringo, and they had a studio in there. So we went in there, and I actually got John's room. They gave me the key, but I didn't stay in the room because he just died, you know. And I'm like, it's kind of strange. So, but the house was amazing, you know. Every closet was filled with Beatles stuff, platinum records, and awards, and all sorts of stuff. You open a closet and it falls out. We're all freaking out. Tony Geezer and Ronnie, you know, and they're legendary, right? So it was pretty funny seeing this happen. So that's where we wrote the Mob Rules and recorded it for the movie Heavy Metal in that place. And then it came out so good, it was like, well, it looks like Vinny's in the band, whether Bill comes back or not, you know. Because that's not Bill's style to play a song like the Mob Rules, you know.
Right.
He'd have to copy me. Bill never copied anybody. So Bill's a great guy. I love him, and he's one of my drum heroes too. So then we finished that, and then took a little time off, and then got together to write the Mob Rules album, the rest of it, in California. So, and then we continued when that, I don't know, we continued for another year and a half, and then it broke up. Right. We got together 3 times, you know, broke up. Right. That was the end of that. Then when Ronnie and I did Dio, and then later on we did Sabbath again and the Humanizer album. Then that broke up. Then later on we did Heaven and Hell, which is Black Sabbath, and that lasted until Ronnie passed. So crazy. History repeats itself.
It's amazing. Like Jeff said earlier, sharing the stage with so many icons, but you yourself are an icon in the music industry and have inspired tons of youngsters to want to play drums. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to hook up with some great players and play in the band from well, of course, all the way from John Lennon, you know, and then Rick Derringer was a pro, you know, learned a lot from Rick, and then some of the things I did in Sabbath, right? It's fantastic, you know. I love playing, you know. I'm still playing, you know, and the shit out of the drums, and I'm lucky, you know. I kept myself healthy all these years, and I love teaching. Matter of fact, every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time on my Facebook, I do a live drum stream, and nice. I play songs, a couple songs, and then I explain some things, teach a little bit, tell stories like this, and then we do a question and answer thing. It's like for an hour, and it's really cool. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. We get a lot of people watching. So 4 p.m. Facebook.
I actually logged on to it yesterday and watched. And I was
yesterday was good because I played all this obscure stuff I got on my studio, you know, like stuff with me and my brother and the bands I've been in and things I'm working on. Once in a while, I'll throw in a Sabbath song because there's a copyright problem when you play Sabbath or Dio or known songs, which sucks. And so yesterday I said, fuck it, I'm playing Holy Diver. I'm playing the song, I finished the song, then I start talking, but I could see the screen, and there were like a lot of viewers on there, a couple hundred viewers, and all of a sudden a message comes on the screen, and then I see the viewership drop to 38 people. Yeah. I go, what the fucking, what's that? So then I had a feeling, I bet it's some copyright thing. So I signed off as I'll be back next week. Let me check out what's going on. And that's what it was. So I signed on, and it was okay. And all the people came back that were watching. So it's like, God, are you kidding me? I mean, we're not really selling anything, you know, why I can't use these songs beyond me.
Yeah. Right.
So that's what happened yesterday. That was the first
part of all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of these songs I'm playing, I've got co-writing on them. and I can't play the song, and I see other people playing these songs on YouTube and all this stuff. Did they clear it? It's just not. Yesterday was extreme. They just cut it off. So I went, really nice.
Yeah.
So
these video services, Facebook and YouTube, they're just getting out of control. It's just
they want to control everything. It's like, you know what? Give me a break, dude. I'm not selling fucking sneakers or something on there. Playing Holy Diver like a radio station's got commercials. There's no commercials. We're just on. It's just teaching thing mainly. So why I can't do that is beyond me. So I just logged back on and continued my schlep and showed some of the things I did in that song. And then we took questions, and it turned out good. Yeah.
Nice.
Now, every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, Facebook. Check it out.
Yeah.
You guys.
Behind the kit, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, behind the kit.
Yeah.
What's behind the kit? Let's move the curtain and see what's behind the kit. Next time I'll be a fucking shotgun. They cut me off again. Yeah.
I did notice something in your kits. You used to play DW a lot, and now you have a hickory sawtooth. Is that?
I went from DW over the years. I went from Ludwig to Slingerland to Tama for a long time, and then to DW, and then to D-Drum, and now with a company called Sawtooth. So I met them. I did a clinic at their place in California, and this guy Joe Fuco, who owns the company, he's so passionate about. He's a drummer, and they were selling guitars and amps and strings and accessories online, and they became pretty successful. And he wanted to do drums. So, he said, why don't you come when I get the drums ready, come over. So I did. And the set I had was just a $599 set with 4 toms and a bass drum and a snare drum. And the set, it was a value set, and it sounded killer. So I used that for a number of years, recorded with it, went on the road with Last in Line, my band. And just recently, last year, I got the high-end kit, which is what you see on this Facebook thing. And it's hickory, 6-ply hickory, beautiful, chocolatey, brown, chocolate syrup, Hershey's syrup, chocolate cake kind of color, I say that because I got diabetes, so I can't eat that shit, but I like saying it, Okay. Snickers bar, it's all those colors in one. It's beautiful, and you see on the show, and when I put lights on it, it really turns different colors and stuff. It's really nice. Yeah. And these drums sound amazing. So I just got another kit on the East Coast, and we just did 3 shows in Texas with Last in Line, and that bass drum I didn't even need a microphone on it because I don't put anything in the bass drum. There's just a tiny little towel, and I smacked the shit out of it. This thing was so nice. It was so loud and nice, a lovely tone coming through. It was just fantastic. So drum sets killer. So that's why I went with Joe, and we're always, we design bags together. He's very proactive and creative, and he's online. It's a big online thing, and Michael Badio does online guitar stuff with his guitars from this company. That's a fantastic company. Yeah, it's called Chromacast and Sawtooth. So, a lot of these companies don't do anything. They're static, they're stagnant. And this Joe's like, we did a concert with, Melody from Liliac. She's a big Dio fan. It was me, her.
Liliac.
Yeah. We actually interviewed them 6 months ago.
Yeah, they're great. And, they come over my house because everybody kept telling me, you got to hear this band's doing Rainbow in the Dark. And usually I go check out a band. And I go, yeah, that's okay. But when I saw her singing it, I went, holy shit. And she was amazing. Yes. So I wrote back to them. I said, man, this is fantastic. So we became really good friends. And we did something for this drum company and guitar company. They're signed to them as well. So we did a jam. Rudy Sarza on bass, Michael Badio on guitar, me on drums, and then Melody. And then I did another project called Sabbath Nights, which I did a ton of these gigs in Europe where we play old Sabbath songs and the Mob Rules, and I did like 20, 30 shows on a tour for the couple of years. I was going to go back, but not with all the crap going on now. Probably next year.
Right.
So she came to one of the shows. It was in Ohio, and she got up and we did about 4 Dio songs, and it was really, really cool. So we might do some stuff in the future. Yeah.
I'm wearing this shirt. See?
Yeah, he's wearing the Liliac shirt.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love those guys. They're great. They're doing great. And the best thing is they're not signed to any record company. They're not signed to anybody but an agent.
Right.
And they're making it big. Right?
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
They are. Yes, they are.
Very cool.
They're living the American dream.
Yep. And the father's he's amazing, you know, to put it together like that. Yeah.
He's a trip. He's a trip.
And then Sam does all the video editing. So it's all in-house. They got when I met them, I said, how are you doing all these videos and editing them? She goes, well, at the house. I said, where do you live? They told me where they live. Then they told me it was a 3-bedroom apartment. I said, what?
Yeah.
All you kids and all this stuff going on in a 3-bedroom apartment? And he goes, yeah. I go, oh my God. I go, where do you edit? He goes, I do it on the coffee table in the living room.
Yep.
Wow.
I was very impressed. So, and she sings her ass off. The band plays her ass off. Here's some water. And they're fantastic. I wish them all the best. Fresh blood in the business.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, we had the pleasure of interviewing them about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, I reached out to Florin and I said, listen, I saw the same thing, the Rainbow in the Dark, and I sent it to Jeff, and I'm a huge, huge Dio fan. Always have been my whole life. You know, so
yeah. And then they were in California. I told them, well, I'm home. So they drove like an hour and a half and came to my house. And you know, I got the room with all the gold platinum records up and Dio stuff, and she was in awe. Melody was like, oh my God. I said, look, this is a Christmas card from Ronnie. You know, he signed it and all this personal stuff, you know. And she was freaking out, you know. And I played her some unreleased stuff, that rehearsals with Ronnie and stuff. So, you know, she's so inspired by him. It's like, this is cool. I can share this with her and make her even more inspired, you know. I wasn't trying to show off in front of her or anything. I just thought, this is stuff I have.
Somebody would appreciate what you have.
Yeah. Right. And it's
you
not
would
even
appreciate this. Yeah, she
music,
did.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's not even,
you know, like a girl her age
or anything, which is cool.
Yeah, she's not looking at you know, some of these new female singers trying to be like them. She's listened to Dio, one of the greatest rock singer there was, and that's her influence. And she sounds like the female Dio. She's great. So they're real cool.
She had very, very powerful voice. Very powerful voice.
Speaking of Dio, we had some questions that came in. Darren was asking, have you ever been asked to play with Jack Black since he's such a Dio fan?
I'm sorry, question and answer period is over. Nobody raised their hand. I didn't see anybody raise their hand. So. No, I never met Jack Black. I know Ronnie did some of the studio stuff with him, and you know, Jack's a big fan of Dio, but thinking we were going to meet him at some point, and it didn't. I don't know what happened. Something happened, but Ronnie hung out with him more than I did, so I never met him. But it's good to see, like, you know, Jack Black's a big actor, right? And then he's just like in awe of Ronnie, you know, musician. It's cool. Music affects everybody. That's what happens.
It absolutely does. And speaking of, for everybody that might be tuning in a little bit late or just showing up because, you know, you overslept, Vinny will be in Vegas doing a rock fantasy camp this upcoming weekend.
Tomorrow.
Is that correct? Tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow. It's at the, well, it's actually not, you can go on their website. That tells you all the information if anybody wants a last minute thing.
Right. And you can find all this information,
You wanna be
folks, in
on?
the show notes up above or down below or wherever
Yeah.
Leo puts them when you're listening to us.
And this is my girlfriend sitting here. She does the stream with me, and her name on the show is La La Lollipop, and she
La La
reads me the
Lollipop.
question. There's La La.
Hi. Pleasure.
No, we started doing the show, and I said, well, I can't read the questions because they're too far away from me. So she comes in, I go, hey, it's La La Lollipop. It's a long story where the name came from. And then she reads me the questions, and people say, now they log in and go, hi, Vinny. Hi, La. Hey, Vinny, La. Bum. And now we just played in Texas, and she does the merch for Last in Line, too. And
Very
people
cool.
are asking for her autograph. So I'm like, uh-oh, got to get her own show now pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe next year you'll be interviewing her.
Absolutely. We would definitely absolutely interview her.
I
Because
said,
she's got all the dirty secrets.
That's right.
See,
That's right.
You know, we like the dirty secrets.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's rock and roll, baby.
Right.
And then just to bring it back up again, you'll be in. Yep.
There it is.
This one
music
right here.
collectibles,
Yeah,
extravaganza.
Music collectibles, yeah. And extravaganza.
Everything
That's
everything that promoter does is extravaganza.
Yeah, I'll be there at the Boxbury Regency Hotel and Conference Center. And this starts next, when? Thursday?
Friday.
It's April 8th through the 10th.
Yeah,
Oh,
Friday,
April 8th through
Saturday,
the 10th,
Sunday.
yeah. And I tell you, I did one of these kind of things, and Ace Frehley was there, you know? And my friend from Angel, Frankie, the singer. And so we're hanging out, and we were going to play. They made it like a concert. So they came over and said, Ace wants to play with you. He wants to play Tush. Oh, all right, cool. That's easy. So I grabbed Frankie. I said, Frank Domino, can you sing with us? Because the person that's going to sing is not really a singer, you know, blah, blah. He didn't want to do it. You know, I said, come on, it's Tush. It's easy. So he agreed to do it. So we go on stage with Ace. Okay, you ready? And he starts playing LaGrange, which is similar to Touch, but slower. And I'm thinking, that's funny. It didn't occur to me it was a different song. I thought, it sounds funny. It's too slow. And so we start playing it, and then Frankie comes in with the Tush lyrics. So we're playing two songs at one time. And we all didn't really realize what was going on until we finished. He said, you sang Tush while we played LaGrange, and it worked. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
And
It's on the
crowd,
internet. It's on the internet somewhere.
Nobody in the crowd knew any different.
No, they were just like, yeah. But it kind of fit because it's the same boogie groove, you know, that kind of thing. So
Right.
funny.
Excellent.
Okay, I probably got another 5 minutes. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
No. Cool.
We
got
appreciate
another
it.
hour and a half to drive.
I got to go get some $7 a gallon gas over there later. So
Oh, jeez.
Only $7?
what is it here?
That's
Well,
crazy.
here is always stupidly expensive because it's on the way to Vegas. You know,
Right.
when gas was reasonable, it used to be almost $5 a gallon on the way. So it must be 7, maybe touching 8 here.
Oh, wow.
I can't see what it is.
So
That's why there's so many Teslas over there.
Yeah.
So like you said, we got about 5 minutes. So any last questions, you got to get them in now. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. I know we've touched on you're going to be in Vegas. You're going to be up here in New England. But
Yeah. And then I'm going to be back in the Midwest. There's 3 shows with Last in Line. And you can go to Last in Line Official to see where we're playing. And those are our last show before Vivian, our guitar player, goes off to do the Def Leppard tour. You know, the big summer tour with Motley Crue. And then we'll continue again in September. So Last in Line Officials, our website is all the information up there. So check that out too. Yeah, this month of April's like March, April's been crazy with all this stuff going on. But I love doing this stuff. I love it. Love playing.
We can tell. You know, I mean, just based on everything you've done, that you're doing, all the bands you've been involved with.
I can't hear anymore, but I love this.
Huh?
They go, don't you hear the crickets and the frogs? I go, I don't want to hear the crickets and the frogs anyway. No, I don't hear them.
We had a couple other questions that came in real quick. Want to know, I'll hit them both at you at the same time. Ever play on a digital set, and why do drummers put towels in bass drums?
I don't do that. I mean, I put a little like washcloth type towel in the bottom of the bass drum so the mic could sit there and not rattle all over the place. But most guys put pillows in the bass drums. They put a fucking whole bedding set, you know, comforter and pillows. What else in the bass drum? It's like, why? You know, it's the biggest drum of the set, and it sounds like the smallest drum in the set to me. But I play loud, heavy music, so for me, the sound works where it's wide open, like a la Bonzo. You know, it's just big, loud drums. So if you're playing a wedding, I'd imagine you'd have to put some towels in the bass drum. Otherwise, you freak out some of the people at the wedding. I would.
Listen,
and what was the other question?
Have ever play on a digital set?
No, I had electronic set. They were okay, but I played on them at my house, but I wouldn't use them live. And, you know, nothing replaces the drum set. The drum set is a living thing. It breathes. It becomes part of you. That digital thing. I actually went over my brother-in-law Louis a couple of months ago. He got a drum electronic set. He goes, "Yeah, play on it." So I played on it, and I broke the fucking pad. So he went back to Guitar Center. He went, my brother-in-law, he's Vinny Appice, he broke the pad. You know, they gave him a new pad and stuff, and it was pretty funny. So I started hitting him, you know, not that hard, but just couldn't take it. So,
right.
What are you gonna do? You know.
And last question from the comments, asking about a rap thing you did in 2005.
Yeah, it was some rap track that somebody, I think his name was Nitro, and he wanted me to play on it, and it had a cool groove to it. I thought, well, this would be a challenge, you know, let's see what this is all about. And I haven't heard it since 2005, but I just put the beat to it or some grooves to it. I don't know if they edited and messed around with it or what they did, but I did do it. And which was better than some of the stuff you hear with rap songs where it's just a thump, you know, thumping, and doesn't even sound like a drum, you know. Here we had real drums and different grooves, same tempo, splicing them in together. That was really cool. So I'll try anything once.
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell?
So I just want.
If I don't like it, I'll do it once. If I don't like it, I'll send it to my brother. Tell him to do it.
I just want to touch on one thing real quick. You were inducted into the Hall of Heavy Metal History for your contribution with heavy metal drumming. How big of an honor is that?
That was really cool. You know, it wasn't a big organization. It wasn't like the Academy Awards and I can punch somebody in the face live. But it was what it was. It was an honor. You know, I really appreciate them doing that. And they were just starting too. I think that was the second year. So they do it every NAMM show, you know. So it was cool. You know, it's great to see, you know, results from all the work you do and people you touch and stuff. So I loved it. It was really nice. And then at the Bonzo Bash that year too, they gave me an award. I didn't know. They kept me on stage. And they came out with this plaque, you know, to be what was it, honorary something Bonzo Bash they used to do. So I hung it right near I have one drumstick from John Bonham that was used. It's his real stick. It's framed. So I put this award right by that because it's a Bonzo Bash award. So it's pretty complimentary with each other.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So besides yourself, do you have a favorite drummer?
Favorite what? Drummer?
Yeah. Besides yourself.
I have favorite drummers. You know, probably if you say my favorite, Buddy Rich. Nobody can play like Buddy Rich. Unbelievable. You know, then John Bonham, Mitch Mitchell, Billy Cobham, guys like that. My brother. You know, that kind of stuff. All those drummers Neil Peart. I didn't really listen to Neil that much, but he's amazing, and so is Keith Moon. And all those drummers have one thing in common: they didn't play it safe. They didn't play just a groove in the song. They just that became part of the song. You know, they played in the song, and that's how I learned. I went, wow, listen to those fills. You know, they didn't play it safe and just go along with it. They put their blood into that stuff. So the lead drumming, more or less. So, and it becomes part of the song. So that's what was in my head when I started playing, and you could hear that kind of on Marble Rules and a lot on Holy Diver, that the fill was a part of the songs, you know. And I got to play with them. Nobody ever told me not to play the fills there either. You listen to some of the Holy Diver stuff, Ronnie's singing, and there goes a fill right under him, you know, and it works. But he never said, hey, don't play the fill when I'm singing the lines and shit like that. So I was lucky enough to not have to answer to anybody like that. They let me do whatever I wanted to musically, because I think musically. So it works. So those drummers are my guys. But Buddy Rich is amazing. Nobody ever play like that in a long time.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Very cool.
But we are.
I'm gonna have to run.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
We're gonna let you
longer, go. So, Leo, I'll let you do your thing real quick, but don't.
You see what happened? I was gonna get gas. It just went up 20 cents. Since I said it last time, it went up. Yeah, crazy. All right, you guys. So thanks for having me on, and all you guys listening and the fans, thank you. I appreciate all the support. And come see me at the Boxbury Regency Hotel, and it'll be fun. I'm hanging out.
April 8th.
Not a lot
10th,
of confusion
folks,
there.
here in New England.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Vinny. It was a pleasure and an honor.
You guys have a safe trip.
Thank you guys, and yeah. Well, thank you very much. And we'll do it again.
Sounds good, man.
All right.
Sounds
Bye.
good, man.
It was a pleasure
Bye-bye.
meeting Lala, and you guys have a safe trip.
Lala.
Lala.
I
Bye.
Bye, Lala. Thank you. So, we want to thank everybody for watching, but we do have one more clip that I want Leo to play real quick before we close out the show.
Yeah, here we go.
So I found that clip and I said, man, we got to play this. Even if he has to bail at the end, we still got to play this because it's a legend on stage with legends. If you didn't notice at the beginning, Tony Iommi was on stage, and then it ended with Ronnie James Dio. So, I mean, amazing.
The shit I grew up with. It's all the shit I grew up with.
All the shit. Oh, we all grew up with. I actually
going all the way back to his brother with Vanilla Fudge.
Right. And I talked to a 20-year-old kid earlier today who has a podcast that reached out and wants to interview Jeff and I. But we were talking about tonight's guest being Vinny Appice, and he said, geez, I know that name and I don't know how. I said, well, he was the drummer for Black Sabbath and Dio a little before your time. And he goes, I may only be 20, dude, but I know the music. And I was like, wow. So it spans generations. So anyway, Leo?
Yeah.
Would you like to do that thing that you do for that thing that we do?
Sure. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. Definitely check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. For me, you can just Google Leo Pond. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which. But I run something called the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got a shit ton of shows doing a ton of awesome stuff. You can also check out Dead Dork Radio. And head on over to thedorkening.com, which you can check all the latest episodes of all the shows on the network. And with that, Jeffrey.
That was a great show. I loved that, talking to him. That was awesome. As far as me, don't look me up. Just go to stilltoking.com. You can follow us on YouTube. Still Token With, I believe, is the channel, right, Ben?
Yeah.
Still Token With.
Yeah.
All right, you go in there. All our past guests. You can even see Liliac. You should check out the Liliac show. We were talking about that a little bit today. Huh?
And the Tommy Chong show.
Yeah, and the Tommy Chong show.
Oh, and the D. Wallace
show. You can go see all those shows. Go check them all out because they're all fucking awesome. And yeah, so till next week. Am I here next week?
Well, you're on vacation next week, but you're gonna try to pop in next week. But if you
I'm gonna try and pop in.
But it's all good. It's all good. Everybody needs everybody needs a vacation once in a while. You know, we do want to thank Vinny Appice for coming out today, sitting in his hot car with Lala for 45 minutes and chatting with us. Like Jeff said, stilltoking.com. Make sure you go over to the dorkening.com as well. Dorkening Podcast Network.com. Is that what that is now, Leo?
Yeah, but also the dorkening.com works as well.
Okay. Check out all the great shows that are running here on the network. Like Leo said, we have a ton of content coming up. And who knows, you might even see Vinny on our network. I mean, he's only running on Facebook right now. We could probably offer him some multiple channels.
Maybe something else too.
We'll see what happens.
Somebody's not reading their chats.
What chat? Chats where? What did I see? What did I miss?
Close us out.
Thank you, everybody.
To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do every day so people like us can do what we do. We'll see you next week. We're out of here. Stay safe.
Bye.